I'm not sure what to do here. I don't know if I should kill them all. Where have all these men come from? One thing that always baffles me is, whenever I start a war, it's very difficult to keep raising levies, one after the other, during the war. But for the AI, they seem to have a never-ending supply. It's on a sort of, what's the word? Exponential downwards curve, so, you know, they get less and less each time. But they're constantly able to keep raising more men. And I've noticed that a lot. So I can essentially just steal from the church. Seems fair. Yep, money problem solved. Feudalism 101 there, steal from the church. So it looks like the plan is to march on Amberley, which is actually the correct thing to do. It just took them a little while longer to realise that. Yeah, this is only going to end one way. And, oh, they've actually all been killed. They've just been annihilated. That's fine. Perfect, in fact. Yet there always seems to be more. Hundreds and hundreds of more soldiers. This never happens when I play. Well, no, what I mean is, I never get this sort of advantage. I don't understand where these levies keep coming from. Filthy peasants. Excellent. So, another opportunity to murder another Lord of the Stormlands there. It was another hunting trip. That seems to be an old classic that has a pretty high kill rate. Certainly higher than the hiding horse droppings under some floorboards technique of murdering someone. I'm starting to think that they were just attempting to encourage suicide. So we know the format of this one. I've succeeded in killing the Lord Paramount of the Stormlands, but I was discovered, and so people are pretty peed off at me now. Yeah, Robert's not a huge fan of me murdering his banner men, even though they're more like children, really, but his banner children. Anyway, can't stop now, really. Gotta keep working on it. God bless you, Anara. Or gods, I suppose. So Medwick, or Medic? I'm not sure, stupid name. Meadows is in control of the Stormlands now. So it's actually passed to a different dynasty, technically. That's fine, doesn't really make any difference to my claim. There we go. Galement Fort is ours now. Unfortunately, these Stormlander troops have had time to congregate in Amberley. And also, we have a rather... Oh, what? Something bad has happened. What has happened? Oh, Christ. Oh, God. No! Oh, my God, I can't believe it. What's he done? My war has ended. I know that. I don't... Robert's done something and now my war is over. Did he must have revoked the lordship of the Stormlands. And now I can't fight. Oh God. This kind of complicates the old plan there. In the sense that I would have to defeat Robert to claim the Stormlands, and yeah, Medwick Meadows is or Medic, whatever, is no longer Lord of the Stormlands. Trying to take my vengeance on Robert here, but it doesn't look like it'll succeed. That's heartbreaking. It was just a matter of time until I won the war. I'm starting to think that annihilating an entire dynasty, the one that Robert specifically selected and the one I was rebelling against, may have to some extent contributed to me losing, well, not losing the war, but Robert deciding to revoke the title of the Stormlands. It's a clever move, I'll give him that, but Yeah, just to keep you up to speed on that one, sorry, I've been doing this absent-mindedly. I'm now plotting to kill one of Robert's daughters because I'm somewhat annoyed at him. So I've just bribed Varys, who's the Master of Whisperers, and hopefully if I can get him on my side, then I can get him to back my scheme. Excellent. So we've got 115% plot power on that one, and I'll continue to add people to it. God, Robert needs to suffer for this one. I don't believe it. It's not game over, but it's a huge setback. What we're going to have to do now, obviously, is try and accumulate some more minor territories, lordships around the Crownlands until I can inherit Dawn with the next member of the dynasty. Because unless Robert gifts the Stormlands to someone and a couple of lords rise up in support of my claim, it's going to be impossible to take the Stormlands now. On the plus side, I suppose I can lay claim to some of the lands within the Stormlands now, because the various high lordships are sort of independent now because they're direct vassals of the king, rather than of a lord paramount. So if I wanted to claim a territory in the Stormlands that wasn't owned by Robert, then I would fight a war with a high lord rather than with a lord paramount or Robert himself. Granted, it's a minor benefit. Not really a net gain there. But there you go, that's kind of the story of Game of Thrones, you know, your expectations get built and then shattered. And many of my hopes were shattered in one very swift blow. Now, what I've spotted here is a member of a dynasty who is the lady of a lordship, well, a territory. So I'm going to have Stannis Jr. marry her, and then the descendants of that union will have claim to that territory. It's a small gain, but seeing as I'm not going to get the Stormlands now, it's a fairly good match. Oh. Well, this isn't a huge surprise, but Garland Tyrell, the Hellraiser in this particular game, Robert tried to imprison him, and now there is a war to... No, he's not. He's not happy in my about me plotting to kill his daughter. Well, he's not willing to join. I hope I didn't actually breach the subject with him. That might give the game away. But returning to my previous point, the Reach is now in open revolt against the 6 remaining kingdoms after the Reach. I think I'm going to do the smart thing and support the throne, because I can't see any way that the Tyrells can possibly win this. And sure enough, the other 5 Lords Paramount have joined with Robert. Just as a pointer, Robert controls the Stormlands, so there are actually only 6 Lords Paramount at the moment. Ah! Gosh, it is not going well for me. I've just taken a huge hit to my diplomacy stat. I think it had something to do with the child murders. To be honest, my main strategy seems to be my main weakness at the same time. In fact, it could just be a weakness. I'm not sure I've gained anything from... Oh no, wait, no. I did take out Renly, and that was for the best, ultimately. Probably. I mean, I'm no closer to the Stormlands. Oh, what have I done? Oh. Well, that's worrying as well. There's a Lady Daenerys for the Dragonstone faction, and they have twice the number of men that I have, basically, and they refuse to end their plot, which essentially means that I'm going to be facing a civil war soon to try and stop Daenerys Targaryen taking my title. Well, that's kind. Master-at-Arms, I've just been appointed by Robert. That's really what I was going for there. It's a huge honour. No, really. Screw the Stormlands, let's just be Master-at-Arms. No, I'm completely fine with that, and that's completely cemented our relationship there, Robert. Totally not going to continue to plot to murder your children because you stole my title. Fat bastard. Balin Greyjoy keeps asking me to kill people I've never heard of. And there we go. There is the Civil War there, just been declared. Lord Gunther of Sharp Point has declared war. So I don't have as many men as him, unfortunately, which is going to make this one a tricky fight. I have just over 1,000 men, he has just over 2,000. Oh, no, I have slightly more men, I have about 1,200 men. It's not going to make the hugest difference, they have too many men in comparison to me. Judging by their fairly low morale score, I'm guessing it's because they've raised some sellswords, but I can't afford any, so there's not a lot I can do about that. I suppose I could wait, because they just seem to be quite happy to stay on Sharp Point. Oh yeah, they don't have any ships, do they? So I don't think they can access any of my territories other than the Rainwood. That might explain why they're doing nothing. Or, the more likely thing, they're waiting for their morale to reach full capacity until they make a move. I'm not really sure what I want to do with these men. Obviously I'll group all my army together, but... Oh yeah, there's another 200 men here. Alright, so I'll have about 1,400 men, which is... It's getting close towards being something that I can win if I'm very careful. I suspect if I allow them to lay siege to a couple of my territories, then they'll lose enough men for me to be able to defeat them in the field. We'll train Stannis with a Y to be a good accountant, I guess. Seeing as we already have the fighter and leader in our first son. So Gunther's called in an ally, and he's raised another 1,500 men. Which is somewhat frustrating. This is going to complicate things a teensy bit, and yes, I may struggle to win this war after all.